I just highlighted this one part where it says, if you want to make friends, let's greet people with animation and enthusiasm. And when we call someone on the phone, right, we should say hello in tones that bespeak how pleased you are to have the person call. So maybe you could apply that if you're watching this. Maybe you could apply that whenever you call someone, if you're like a business person or someone like that. Oh, and this is like a psychology technique companies do when they're trying to teach the people who call. Fuck, ow. They're trying to teach the people who call to like, if you if you say hello into more enthusiasm and more interesting way, then you'll attract more people. Is what I'm saying. Hmm. Shit. Hmm. On page 56 of the second part of How to Win Friends and Influence People, it talks about this dude called Mr. Lapful. Talks about this about 100 years ago, before Jesus, right? Jesus, before Christ was born, there was a famous old Roman called Publius Cyrus. And what he said is, we are interested in others who are interested in us. Or in his exact words, he says, we are interested in others when they are interested in us. And what that basically means is that as you try to be more interested in other people, they're gonna get interested about who you are and stuff. So as soon as you try to like gain knowledge of the other people and get interested in that and be enthusiastic, have some enthusiasm while doing that, people will feel like a good way when you do that. And once you once you give them that feeling, right, they're gonna reciprocate it and give it back to you. And thus you have more friends if that's your goal. Or just how to be good with everyone basically. So right here, I don't know if you can even see that. Where is it? About like right here, it's so freaking tiny. Let me circle it. I think it's backwards. God damn it. This is why I hate cameras. It was Thanksgiving Day, and I was 10 years old. I was in a welfare ward of a city hospital and was scheduled to undergo a major orthopedic surgery the next day. I knew that I could only look forward to months of confinement, convalescence, and pain. My father was dead, my mother and I lived alone in a small apartment, and we were on welfare. My mother was unable to visit me that day. Oh, yeah. Sorry for that. As the day went on, I became overwhelmed with the feeling of loneliness, despair, and fear. I knew my mother was home alone, worrying about me, not having anyone to be with, not having anyone to eat with, and not even having enough money to afford a Thanksgiving Day dinner. The tears welled up in my eyes and I stuck my head under the pillow and pulled the covers over it. I cried silently, but oh so bitterly. So much that my body racked with pain. A young student nurse heard my sobbing and came over to me. She took the covers off my face and started wiping my tears. She told me how lonely she was having to work that day and not having been able to be with her family. She asked me whether I would have dinner with her. She brought 2 trays of food, sliced turkey, mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce, and ice cream for the dessert. She talked to me and tried to calm my fears, even though she was scheduled to go off duty at 4 p.m. She stayed on her own time until almost 11 p.m. She played games with me, talked to me, and stayed with me until I finally fell asleep. Many Thanksgivings have come and gone since I was 10, but one never passes without me remembering that particular one and my feelings of frustration, fear, loneliness, and the warmth and tenderness of the stranger that somehow made it all bearable. If you want others to like you, if you want to develop real friendships, if you want to help others at the same time as you help yourself, keep this principle in mind. Become genuinely interested in other people. This is word for word from Dale Carnegie himself. Or maybe this is edited in some way. And what I read there was basically this dude, Thanksgiving, basically at the bottom, right? He's on like welfare and stuff. And he was at this hospital because his mom was sick, right? And then not even be able to have Thanksgiving with family. And he was frustrated, scared, and all these negative emotions. But then only one person, the nurse, who was like, I'm also alone, so let me like be with you and stuff, cause she also was sad and stuff. It's kind of like stupid fluff. I don't know. It's almost selfish but selfless at the same time. Because the nurse was also feeling the same way as the boy, she wanted to kind of relieve herself and relieve the boy's pain as well. Larry having Thanksgiving with the boys as well, bringing the food, like all the typical Thanksgiving food and stuff. And as it says here, like the frustration, fear, and loneliness, and the warmth and tenderness of a stranger, it made it all bearable. And he was going through some tough shit, bruh. But just the warmth and tenderness was enough to make it all bearable. And that was the first principle of how to get people to like you. Become genuinely interested in other people is the principle. If you want to help others, if you want others to like you, if you want to develop real friendships, if you want to help others at the same time as you help yourself, this will be an important principle to keep in mind. If what I just said lined up with you, I think rewatching this video may help you. I didn't even I believe rewatching the part when I started to read aloud will benefit you. I was reading. Goddamn camera backward. Okay. And that was the first principle. Become genuinely interested in people, in other people. Yeah. God damn, so tired.